I'm Sharon.
And in this challenge, we are going to talk about peppermint essential oil. So peppermint is Mentha ex piperita, and it's steam distilled from the leaves of the namesake plant. And other mints are corn mint, which is wild mint. So if you're working with peppermint or looking for peppermint, make sure it's Mentha ex piperita. And honestly, I can't remember the scientific name of corn mint off the top of my head, but I'll put it in the comments below so you'll know. And what the aroma of peppermint, it smells like mint, minty, fresh, and cooling. And it has a very penetrating aroma, very energizing aroma. And what are some of the safety considerations for peppermint?
So yeah, there are some very important safety considerations. Generally, it's too strong of an oil to use with children under 5. You especially don't want to use it around their faces at all. It can cause some breathing issues with little ones. Even with kids 5 to 10, I say use it with extreme caution. So that's a big one. It's much too strong to use in any bath type products. Very strong, it'll cause a lot of skin irritation and pretty uncomfortable to do that.
I think maybe the only exception to that is maybe a foot bath. I've seen people use it in a foot bath, but like in a bathtub, as you can imagine, all those sensitive areas, it will cause a lot of burning and be uncomfortable.
Yeah, we don't want the peppermint near mucous membranes, but a foot bath, it would be very nice. That is a great idea. So it is also, if you experience cardiac fibrillation or have a deficiency, it's wise to avoid any peppermint with that. And as we were talking with it in the tub, it has like an icy hot effect. So if you've ever used any of those over-the-counter preparations, it can sort of feel cool and sort of feel hot at the same time, depending on how we're using it and what the what the dilution ratio is of the peppermint. So how are some of the ways that you like to use peppermint?
Well, like all essential oils, peppermint has therapeutic benefits. So it not only smells good, it can help the body in lots of different ways. So one of the ways is that it acts as an analgesic, or it helps to alleviate pain. So it's great to use in inhalers or in topical blends at an appropriate dilution for muscle and joint aches. It helps to open up the airways. So it's great to use in steam blends, and again in inhalers and diffuser blends. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It has been shown to kill germs. So it has antibacterial properties, and it's also a central nervous system stimulant. So those are some of the therapeutic properties. And I don't know if there's any other ones that you.
Oh, yeah, you covered a lot, and there are a lot more too, but I think those are the key ways we really use it a lot. And I know my favorite way to use peppermint is when I'm doing headache preparations.
Yes, absolutely. And so what are some of the, we talk about therapeutic benefits of essential oils. What are some of the energetic benefits?
So with peppermint, energetically, it's very stimulating and refreshing to the mind. It really opens the mind, and it can also help support self-confidence. So it's a really nice oil to use, especially in the morning. I find it's very invigorating and stimulating, and it's a good way to start the day.
In fact, I think some people maybe choose it over coffee. I mean, kudos to those people. I need my coffee in the morning, but yeah.
Yeah, and I do have to say, whenever I blend with peppermint, almost every time I think of you, because I know it's one of your favorite oils, or maybe the favorite oil.
I love peppermint.
Yeah.
So that I get the honor of demonstrating the recipe with peppermint, and I'm going to put gloves on, because if I get any of this peppermint on my fingers and touch my face or anything, it's very uncomfortable. So I want to protect my hands. And if for some reason you don't have gloves and you're blending, just be careful, and then make sure you wash your hands afterwards. So this is an aroma inhaler, and you'll see that it's comprised of this plastic housing with a cover. This is a cotton wick. It might be polyester, polyester wick that goes inside. We'll drip the oils on top of it and then cap it up. So in this blend, I'll be sticking to the 5 oils that we're using for this challenge. So I'll be using peppermint, lemon, and lavender. So I'm going to add directly to this cotton wick. So you do have to be a little bit careful and make sure that you drip right onto the wick. And with inhalers, typically you want to stick to between 15 and 20 drops so you don't have essential oils kind of dripping and oozing out of, you want to just saturate the wick.
And since I'm the safety monitor here, I'll just butt in for a second. If you are doing an inhaler for children, you do want to use less drops, maybe 8 to 10 for an inhaler.
And that makes sense because just like with medicine, you don't give an adult dose to a child, right? So we keep it gentle for them. Okay, so I'm gonna add 9 drops here.
And I forget, did we discuss what the intention of this inhaler is?
You know what, I forgot to discuss the intention of this inhaler. What do you think the intention is for this inhaler if you were to guess?
Well, I'm thinking this is a great intention, or a great inhaler if maybe you had a headache.
I would agree. I think it's a great inhaler if you had a headache. And I think it's also a great inhaler if you, want to perk up. So if you want to, feel a little bit more energized in the afternoon. And I also think it's a great inhaler for respiratory support. And so what I find interesting when I'm blending is that, I might blend for a single intention, but there's actually multiple ways that it can benefit the body. And even as I'm talking, I know for me, like peppermint supports the digestive system as well. So sometimes if people are nauseous and they smell peppermint, it helps alleviate the nausea.
And the lemon in here is great. It's great for the same digestive issues. So,
yes. So I added 9 drops of the peppermint, 9 drops of lemon,
and sometimes an extra drop will come out, and it's usually no big deal.
Perfectly on that wick. I'm doing awesome, not spilling anything.
Hey.
And then I'm just gonna add a couple drops of lavender. And I have this habit of whenever I open a bottle, I smell it.
I do the same thing. And sometimes if I'm really busy and I'm using a lot of oils, I've already given myself a headache. So be careful with sniffing too much and try to blend in a well-ventilated area too.
So I just dripped it on that cotton tube. I will seal it up. And to use it, I will just uncap it, and then I can just close one nostril and inhale it, and it works great. So there's my digestive inhaler.
Thank you, and that sounds like a wonderful inhaler.
And when we're finished, we're going to label it. So it's really important to label. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, Sharon, but when you've made a blend or you made something, if you forgot to label it, and then you're like, my goodness, what is this?
Quite frequently, and I swear I'll remember what this is, and I forget. The other thing I've started doing with my inhalers is putting an expiration date on them.
Okay.
Because sometimes a client will say, this isn't just working that much anymore, and I'll look back in their chart and realize, well, that's because I made it a year ago.
Wow.
So they usually last, I think, about 3 to 4 months, depending on how often. Do you feel the same?
Yes, depending on how often you use it, which is kind of an amazing economical way to use your essential oils.
It is really economical. So yeah, I love inhalers. I always say they're portable, they're discreet, they're inexpensive, and they last a fairly long time.
Use them at work, on a plane, on a train.
Yeah, everywhere.
I feel like that's that book.
Oh yeah, planes, trains, and inhalers.
Yeah.
Oops, and I'm sorry, some of these, I'm sorry, we'll get another little butt here that fits better.
So, anything else you want to say about peppermint?
Nothing about peppermint, but regarding the inhaler, I did want to talk about our little giveaways.
Oh, okay.
So we did mention there would be prizes. So every day, whatever we blend, we will be giving it away to someone who is part of the group. So that's exciting.
And I think, make your inhaler and tell us about it. Tell us how you, your experience with it, if you have any questions. post a picture of it, because that's how you are entered in to win the prizes. So
Yeah, just with a little comment. Well, the other thing too I did want to mention is they can kind of tweak their recipes too. For
Okay.
example, if they don't have lavender and they just want to use peppermint and lemon because they want all the uplifting qualities, and maybe they don't want the lavender in there, let us know how you've tweaked it to suit your
Okay.
needs too.
yeah, and so for me, I think like if you don't have lemon, orange, grapefruit are great substitutes as well. So
So yeah, this is a lot of fun. Let us know if you have any questions.
okay, well, enjoy making your aroma inhaler, and we'll see you in the next video.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye for now.